welcome to Harrison Hacks.
Hey guys, welcome back to Harrison Hacks. Today I want to show you my most updated SNES Classic PC Edition build. So let's do a little preview here. So as you can tell, it has the SNES Classic Edition background music. The older version that I had built had the NES Classic Edition music. So it's a nice update. At the bottom of the background you can see I've added the power and reset buttons, but I've put SNES Mini inside the buttons as opposed to power and reset. And in the top corners we have two different variations of the Super Nintendo controller, obviously the European version and the North American version. So the little hidden feature that I put on the NES Classic Edition build, basically I just put another one. This one's the Harrison Hacks Super NES Classic Edition, and just showcase the controller and the console over there. And in behind the selection wheel, there's just the box art style of the Super Nintendo logo. I wanted to include that in this build. So mostly the biggest updates to this build from my previous one. This is RetroArch based. It's 32-bit, so it runs on any 32-bit old computer that you got lying around, so on and so forth. Obviously I've updated the background and so on and so forth. So basically I've set this up so we can have our favorites, which I'm in right now. So the favorites will come pre-tagged, and there are 21 of them. All 21 games included on the official SNES Classic Edition are here, which is nice and easy to scroll through just those 21 games. Or we can go to filters and press A, and there's all 809. So the ROM list for this build I've modified slightly. When you do generate a ROM list in track mode, some games are out of sequence, and the reason being is you have Mortal Kombat. Now Mortal Kombat 2 is actually Mortal Kombat II, and then you have Mortal Kombat 3. So normally when you scrape it, it would go Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat II. So I like to have things, I've gone through the ROM list and modified it so that games are in order. So you've got Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3. Another one that I noticed was the NHL games. It was going NHL 94 through 98, and then it was going to NHL PA 93 after the fact. So NHL 93 was actually way over here. So what I did was put Stanley Cup at the end, where it would be, and then 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, and I put 93 at the beginning. Just little things like that I like to have everything in sequence, and I've gone through as many games as possible that I could see that were out of sequence. So just a little thing like that. But it's a standard. I mean, if we were to go to, I don't know, I'll do NHL 96. And it still has the menu scroll sounds as well as the game select sounds. And then we have the bezel overlay here. This is done by James Baker. He does phenomenal work. I included one of his bezels as well on the NES Classic Edition PC build. So it just looks really nice. And if we hold select and press down, we are back to the menu. And again, this theme is actually created by Dave Barcy. And I always want to mention that. I did mention it in the NES Classic Edition build. I just modify the theme to what system I'm working on, and just put it to my liking, and hopefully other people enjoy it as well. So basically, this release will be available on my Patreon within the next couple of days. Um, I may do a public release. I'm not sure yet. And I do want to explain why I do patron-only builds. Basically, without Patron, I can't cover my expenses for online storage, as well as I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel and things like that. So, and I really appreciate everyone that supports me on Patreon and everyone that is subscribed to me on YouTube. I mean, I appreciate everyone that enjoys my work. I want to keep building my channel, the how-tos, obviously these builds. So what I'm thinking is I may structure it where I release a build on my Patreon, and then maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks later I release it to the public. Um, I'll have to wait and see how that goes. Basically, for me to do public releases, I would like to keep doing the Arcade Punks exclusives. So, I mean, my patrons can have it early, and then maybe I would upload it to Arcade Punks if they're happy to share my builds. Because I really appreciate their support, and I do have my own little section on Arcade Punks now, which is really awesome. I know I'm a small channel, I'm just an up-and-coming channel compared to some of the larger ones, but I just keep continuing to grow. Not long ago I was pushing, I was pretty excited, I was pushing the 500 mark for subscriber counts, and now I'm pushing the 600 mark for subscriber counts. So pretty happy about that, and again, like, my hat's off to everyone that supports me, whether it be Patreon, YouTube, both. I mean, it's really, really awesome. I'm very grateful. So again, guys, this is the SNES Classic Edition. This is the final release. I won't be doing any SNES Classic Edition builds after this one. Again, it will be available on Patreon in a couple of days, and it more than likely will be a public release, but we'll have to wait and see for that. I know I've had some negative comments. People say you're charging $5 a bit for a build. I'm not charging $5. Basically, I do the releases and I show you the preview videos, and if you're interested in the releases, you could support me on Patreon, and that would give you access to the download link. I'm not selling anything. I'm just looking for support for my channel, and these builds kind of keep people supporting me. And I try to keep my channel as positive as possible. I have left some negative comments in the comment sections, but some people that are just rude for the sake of being rude, I guess you would call them internet trolls or whatnot. I delete them from the channel, and that's always going to continue to happen. I'm here to get feedback from the community, definitely, but I mean, with criticism, I feel it should be constructive criticism. Sorry. So, and I try to be as positive as I can on my channel, and help out as many people as I can. I've done patron only request videos, and add-on packs and things like that, and I've also done YouTube requests. As far as the NES Classic Edition PC build, I did it 64-bit, and then it got rebuilt into a 32-bit package, and that was basically because a couple of people on YouTube were like, hey, I'm running a 32-bit system. Is there any way you could do a 32-bit build? And I'm happy to oblige. I want everyone to enjoy my builds and my how-tos and everything else that I post on my channel or on my Patreon. So that's just a little bit of a channel update included in this SNES Classic Edition preview. But again, like I said, this is probably the final release. I don't see myself changing anything. It's got the background music, it's got everything that you need, the sounds. I think the visual looks good. Here's your little bonus. Say, oh yeah, there's Harrison Hacks, so on and so forth. So I'm pretty sure this is the complete build. My next one, if I do a classic edition, and I've got one in the works, you know what, let me give you a little sneak preview, but I'm not going to get into it in this video, but I'll give you a sneak preview of what I'm working on right now. We'll just go to C. N64 Classic PC Edition. And we'll launch. So again, it's using the SNES Classic Edition background music. This is a little sneak peek, and I'll do its own video very soon. So that's a sneak peek at what I'm working on currently. So again, everybody, really appreciate you watching, really appreciate the support. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and consider becoming a Patreon and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. But most importantly, everybody just have a good day.